That's a good question. I feel like, personally, I think that we should get rid of this whole stigma. If I consent to having explicit pictures out there, then I feel like it shouldn't be so frowned upon. If
Yo, what is going on, Warband? It is Taylor the Fiend back again with another response video. And on today's show, we're looking at a video submission through the Patreon titled Chatting with an OF Girl. But before we crack into it, guys, be sure to subscribe on your way in. Come and join the Discord if you haven't already. And if you'd like access to some exclusive videos, be sure to check out the Patreon link in the description. It's a great way to support the channel. But let's see what she has to say.
I completely consented to it.
Um, well, you are pretty young.
That's true.
You don't think you'll regret it?
No. I think we totally need to change that stigma. And think back at our parents' generation. That was just one generation ago. And think of the things we do now that were completely unacceptable then that we could do now.
Guys, I'd just like to point out at this point in the video, what we are talking about here is selling your body to strangers. Okay, we have a word for that. Now, I'm not allowed to say it on this particular platform, really, but we have a word for that, okay? And now, if all of these girls want to go out and do that, that's totally fine. But to unstigmatize it, I don't care what people do. I genuinely don't. Engage in what profession you want, as long as you're not harming other people. I couldn't care less. But the moment you try to unstigmatize night work, let's call it, and you want respect, you left your respect at the door. Okay? People respect you based on your actions. If you make poor choices, people won't respect you. You can't just, try and change the stigma because it works better for you. Your pair bonding ability is fried and people know it. Let's continue.
You know what I mean? We've just totally changed that whole stigma around, can I say the S word, sex?
Mm-hmm.
Around sex and all that kind of stuff. And I feel like it shouldn't be, if they're paying for it, obviously they're consenting to looking at it. I'm consenting for them to see it. Why don't we all just have fun?
Jesus Christ, guys. When I make videos like this, and we got Chronic and we got Ribby out here, other guys on this side of the internet, and we talk about the destruction of the nuclear family, we're not joking. We're absolutely not joking. Guys, I would like to put a question to you, okay? I have a lot of male viewers watching. I don't have many female viewers watching this show. But to the guys out there, I would like to ask you this question. If you had a daughter and she engaged in explicit content online, shall we say, another word for that might be, one I'm not allowed to say. It starts with a P, okay? How would you feel about that if your daughter started doing that? Would you stop her or would you encourage her? Okay, I'm hoping that all of your answers would be you would stop it immediately. Okay? And the reason for that, it's not because you're trying to be an awful person. It's unhealthy for the girl. And you know why? Because doing this kind of work is not conducive to long-term successful relationships. I see this talk, I see this, happiness wanting to progress, but I see no wedding ring. Okay? Let's continue.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Is she afraid that some guys won't want to be with her because of her OnlyFans?
It's a good question, too. Funny enough, the guy I was dating last year actually really wanted me to do this. And he was really pushing for me to do it. I think in the beginning, there were some guys who were like, oh, I don't want my girl to start an OnlyFans. And now, boyfriends are like, make that money, make that money, make the money. It's insane. I mean, everybody I know was telling me since April, Bella, why aren't you doing OnlyFans? Like, that's perfect for you. Why aren't you doing it? Why aren't you doing it? Why aren't you doing it? Everybody I know, even the guys I was interested in.
Guys, I would just like to take a pause here and recognize what spinning plates is. This woman, girls are natural plate spinners, guys. This girl's pair bonding ability is completely ruined. Okay? Guys who intend to give their commitment to a woman like this will be severely disappointed at the outcomes, okay? When I get on here and I talk about plate spinning, so, we got guys over here who are choosing to date, choosing not to date. For the guys who are still choosing to date, I recommend to them to spin plates. And a lot of people get butthurt about that. They say, I get a lot of white knights who will say, "Oh, Taylor, how could you recommend that men talk to multiple women at once? That's so disrespectful." And what they're failing to realize is that women naturally do this all the damn time. You think you're the only guy texting a girl? No, she's got 10 guys texting her at least. Okay? You know, and guys literally get butthurt over this. This girl, notice she used the word boyfriends and guys she's interested in, right? And she's talking about, well, is she worried about, having partners in the future? I don't see any long-term commitment from a high-quality person. I'm seeing lots of short commitments from people that she's interested in, but again, I see no wedding ring and I see no long-term commitment. I just don't see where it is. Let's continue.
Insane.
Um,
So I don't think, I mean, I wouldn't want to even be with someone who didn't want to be with me just because I'm doing this kind of platform.
Yeah, it's doing this kind of platform. It's definitely not a word that starts with P, that has a completely different name and connotation, right? It's not that.
how does she feel about the recent?
Oh, the Bella Thorne? Is that
Yeah,
you're
what?
talking
Yeah,
about?
what's that about?
So basically, Bella Thorne, you know Bella Thorne?
Mm-hmm.
So she started an OnlyFans, and originally I was so hyped. I thought, oh my God, this is going to be normal. And then she did do a new picture, but she covered everything. So everyone felt like they were scammed, right?
Okay.
Rightfully so. I would absolutely feel scammed in that situation, and I thought that was wrong of her to do that. If you're going to say you're going to do something like that, everyone's going to assume you're going to be nude and they're going to see things.
Mm.
So you have to respect people's money, and that's my mentality when I go into this. I never want people to think, hey, she said she was going to do this and then she didn't. That's not fair. I would never want to use someone's money in that way. If someone took my $30, I would want what I paid for.
Guys, I would never, ever spend $30 on online explicit content. I just absolutely won't, right? Look, if you're a guy that does that, and you consider it to be less hassle, and if that's what you want to do, whatever, okay? But I personally do not, and I will not advocate for doing it. Absolutely not. Okay, the price of affection, shall we put it, is incredibly low because hey, we live in a liberated society, guys. You can do whatever the hell you want. Screw other people, right? Screw the responsibilities and screw society. You should only be looking after yourself, of course. And that's the attitude that's being adopted today. But I cannot imagine spending $30 to see this woman's explicit content, for example. That just makes absolutely no sense to me. I don't think you should be validating or giving resources, to these people. I think that you should be investing it back into yourself and whatever it is you're interested in. Again, if you find it to be a good investment, that's cool. Do what you want, but I won't advocate for it at all. Let's continue.
So it ended up in flames, and because OnlyFans has it takes time to get your money, so it caused a huge backlog and everything, and a lot.
People pay monthly for an OnlyFans when porn is free.
Oh, here we go.
That's a good question.
Yeah, ask Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
I would ask the same question.
Yeah.
But I think it's because, obviously, that's like...
It's like asking why a YouTuber does stuff when...
Right. There's movies.
Yeah.
Or like TV shows. Know. But also, that's like if a girl that you could sleep with who you always were looking at and she was always at the grocery store, she's like, let's go fuck. Obviously, you're going to take that chance. You could say the same thing. You could be like, well, there's porn for free. You could go see other naked girls. But...
Yeah, of course, because, logically they're the same thing. Logically, sleeping with this girl in real life who you're highly attracted to is the same as images on the internet. You notice how, like, with each the longer she talks, the gradients of truth just slowly start to slide away, and, we're losing all logic. The longer we talk, the more logic we're losing. And what a screen to pause on, by the way. Goodness me.
That girl is the girl that you've been looking at. So all my followers have been following me for so long. They want to see me specifically.
Do you ever get turned on when you talk to your clients?
I do. It's kind of like sexting,
I quite doubt that, to be honest with you. Maybe she does, but typically I will say this. Guys who give resources away for free well, not for free, but they tend to lose respect from women. Guys, if you are giving a woman unnecessary attention and resources, she's going to have lower respect for you. She's not generally going to be attracted to you. She would be inclined to give this particular answer right here because it incentivizes dudes to sign up if they think that, she's actually interested in them. She's probably not.
To show me they're kind of private.
Mm.
If they tell me their age, then that's great. Some of them don't. I basically I'll ask them questions sometimes just to get a feel of it, but I just obviously let them answer whatever they want. But I like to get to know them. It's good to know, and it's also good to know what they like. So every time I see them, I could be like, oh, that's Jack. He likes yes. And then every time I'm like, oh, let me send him this cute vid.
Yeah, you know why, guys? Because it's a parasocial relationship. It's parasitical in nature. The reason why guys do this a lot of the time as well is because they think that they're actually progressing somewhere. They've got like a fake little relationship. They can actually talk to the girl, right? It's that's why. It's a pseudo relationship, basically. But anyway, I think we're going to leave today's video there, guys. I've honestly had enough of this one, to be honest with you. If you enjoyed today's video, guys, be sure to subscribe on your way out. If you've got comments, thoughts, opinions, experiences, be sure to share them in the comments. Have a read of each other's. And if you'd like to support the channel, a great way to do that is through Patreon. You get some extra exclusive videos, so be sure to check that out and come and join that in the description if you're interested. And I will see you guys in the next one. Peace. Yo boys, it's Taylor here. I just want to say thank you if you've made it to the end of the video, and if you've been enjoying the content, be sure to subscribe on your way out, join the Discord, and check out the Patreon link in the description. See you boys in the next one.
Talking too much in the game and they're missing it. I had to put myself together.